I don't even know where to start with this. It's been 6 months since I found out, and I'm still reeling. I keep thinking if I type it all out, maybe I'll make sense of it, or at least stop feeling like I'm carrying a boulder in my chest. This is long, so bear with me. I just need to get it out, and maybe someone out there will get it. I'm 34, female, and the middle child of 3. My older brother, Jake, 37, and younger sister, Mia, 29, are my only siblings. We grew up in a small town in Ohio, in a house that wasn't fancy, but felt like home. Creaky floors, a backyard with a tire swing, and a kitchen that always smelled like Mom's cinnamon rolls. My parents, Linda and Tom, were the kind of people everyone liked. Dad was a high school math teacher, quiet but sharp, always fixing things around the house. Mom worked part-time at the library and was the glue of the family, always planning birthdays or dragging us to church on Sundays. We weren't rich, but we were comfortable. I thought we were close. I really did. Growing up, I was the responsible one. Jake was the golden boy, athletic, charming, always getting away with stuff because he'd flash a grin and make Mom laugh. Mia was the baby, a little spoiled but sweet, always trailing after me asking for advice. I was the one who got straight A's, helped with chores without being asked, and never got in trouble. I wasn't perfect, but I tried hard to be the kid my parents didn't have to worry about. Jake, though, he was their pride and joy. He played football, got a scholarship to a state school, and everyone in town knew his name. I never resented him for it. At least, not back then. It just was what it was. Fast forward to adulthood. I moved to Chicago after college, got a job in marketing, and built a life I'm proud of. I'm not married, no kids, but I've got a decent apartment, good friends, and a cat named Mochi who's basically my therapist. Jake stayed closer to home, got married to his high school sweetheart, Sarah, and they have 2 kids, Ethan, 8, and Lily, 5. He works as a real estate agent, does pretty well for himself, though he's always been a bit reckless with money, buying flashy cars, taking big vacations. Mia's in grad school in California, still figuring herself out, but she's always been the free spirit. My relationship with my parents stayed solid, or so I thought. I'd call them every Sunday, visit for holidays, help out when I could. When Dad had knee surgery 2 years ago, I took a week off work to stay with them, cooking meals and driving him to PT. Mom would always say, "You're our rock, Emily." I believed her. Then last year, everything changed. It started with small things. Mom stopped calling as often. When I'd visit, Dad seemed distracted, like he was holding something back. I chalked it up to them getting older, maybe stressed about retirement. But then, last July, I got a call from Mia. She was crying, which isn't like her. She said she'd been at the house and overheard Mom and Dad talking about their will. She didn't catch everything, but she heard my name and something about making tough choices. I laughed it off at first. Wills are morbid, and I didn't want to think about my parents dying. But Mia was freaked out, so I promised I'd talk to them. A few weeks later, I went home for Labor Day weekend. Everything seemed normal at first. Mom made her famous potato salad, Dad grilled burgers, Jake and his kids were there. But I couldn't shake Mia's call. That night, after Jake left and Mia was out with friends, I sat down with Mom and Dad in the living room. I didn't want to sound accusatory, so I started casual, asking about their health, their plans. Then I brought up the will. "Guys, I don't want to pry, but Mia mentioned something about you updating your will. Is everything okay?" The room went quiet. Dad looked at Mom, and she started fidgeting with her coffee mug. Finally, Dad cleared his throat and said, We didn't want to do this now, Emily, but since you're asking, yeah, we made some changes. My stomach dropped. Okay, what kind of changes? Mom wouldn't look at me. Dad took a deep breath and said, "We've decided to leave the house and most of our assets to Jake. Mia's getting a smaller portion for her education and, well, we didn't include you in the will." I just sat there, blinking, like I'd been slapped. "What do you mean you didn't include me?" Dad looked uncomfortable but kept going. "It's not personal, Emily. You're doing so well. You've got your career, your savings. Jake's got a family to support, and the kids, they need stability. The house means a lot to him, and we want to make sure they're taken care of." I felt like I was underwater. So, because I'm not married and don't have kids, I get nothing? Is that what you're saying? Mom finally spoke up, her voice shaky. "It's not about punishing you, sweetie. We had to make a choice. Jake's under a lot of pressure. You're so independent. We know you'll be fine." Independent. That word hit me like a punch. All my life, I'd been the one who didn't need help, who figured things out, who showed up. And now, that was the reason I was being cut out? I didn't know whether to cry or scream. I just stared at them, waiting for it to be a joke. But it wasn't. I asked about the specifics, hoping maybe it wasn't as bad as it sounded. But it was. The house, their savings, Dad's pension, even the family heirlooms like Grandma's china and Dad's old coin collection. It was all going to Jake. Mia would get a chunk of cash for school, but it was clear Jake was the priority. When I asked why Mia got something and I didn't, Dad said, "She's still young, she needs a boost. You're established." I couldn't stay in the room after that. I grabbed my keys and went for a drive. Ended up parked at the high school football field where Jake used to play. I sat there for hours, crying, trying to piece together what I'd done wrong. Was it because I moved away? Because I didn't have kids? Because I wasn't the loud, charming one like Jake? When I got back, Mom tried to talk to me, but I wasn't ready. I left the next morning. I haven't been back since. The fallout's been messy. Mia's furious on my behalf, but she's stuck in the middle, still relying on Mom and Dad for some support. Jake. I don't even know what to say. I called him a week later, hoping he'd be as shocked as I was, but he wasn't. He admitted Mom and Dad had talked to him about it months ago. He didn't fight it. He said, "Look, Em, I didn't ask for this. But the kids, you know how it is." I don't, actually. I don't have kids. And I guess that's my crime. I've spent months replaying it all. Was I too distant? Did I miss some signal that they resented me? I keep thinking about the times I helped them, driving Dad to appointments, paying for their new water heater when theirs broke, calling every week. Did that mean nothing? And Jake? He's not struggling. He's got a nice house, a boat for God's sake. Why does he need everything? The worst part is the betrayal. I didn't care about the money or the house. Not really. It's that they sat down, thought it through, and decided I was worth nothing. That I didn't deserve a piece of the life we built together. I keep picturing them at the lawyer's office, signing me out of their legacy like I was a stranger. I haven't talked to them much since. Mom sends texts, little "how are you" messages, but I can't bring myself to respond most of the time. Dad called once, left a voicemail saying he hopes I understand. I don't. Jake invited me to Lily's birthday party last month, acting like nothing's changed. I didn't go. How do you sit across from someone who's been handed your family's entire history while you're left with nothing? I'm trying to move forward. Work's been a good distraction, and my friends have been great. But this eats at me. I see people posting about family drama on here, and I wonder if anyone's been through something like this. How do you forgive your parents for erasing you? How do you look at your brother the same way? I keep thinking about Thanksgiving coming up, and I don't know if I can sit at that table and pretend everything's fine. If you've read this far, thanks. I just needed to let it out. I don't know what I'm looking for. Advice, I guess, or just someone to tell me I'm not crazy for feeling like this. Edit. Wow, I didn't expect so many responses. Thank you all for the support. I'm reading through your comments now, and I'll try to respond when I can. For those asking, no, I haven't confronted Jake again, but I'm thinking about it. And yeah, I know I need to talk to a therapist. This has been a lot. Appreciate you all.